If your Chevening total includes work completed before you finished your undergraduate degree, stop and recalculate. The current official rule is not simply 2 years of work. You need at least 2,800 hours acquired after completing your undergraduate degree. We will test 3 calculations, identify which experience can count, and build a record you can check before applications open on the 4th of August, 2026. The official work experience page requires at least 2,800 hours acquired after completing your undergraduate degree. It describes this as roughly 2 years of full-time work based on a 35-hour week, but the hours may be completed over a different period. If you do not meet the required level, the application will be rejected. This is an eligibility calculation, not something stronger essays can repair. Use the point when you finished your undergraduate studies, not automatically the date printed on your certificate. Chevening distinguishes finishing your studies from receiving the certificate later. Record your completion date and keep supporting evidence. Experience before that boundary should not be used toward the required post-degree total. If the date is unclear, verify it against official guidance. The official page lists full-time employment, part-time employment, voluntary work, and paid or unpaid internships. You can submit up to 15 employment periods. A prestigious title is not required for this calculation. What matters is that the period is eligible, occurred after degree completion, and is entered accurately. Keep the organization, dates, typical weekly hours, and the evidence you checked. Chevening says entries are calculated by multiplying the number of weeks worked by the hours worked per week. Use the same structure. Weeks times weekly hours equals eligible hours. Do not start with about 2 years. Start with dated periods. If your weekly hours changed, split the roll into periods that reflect the different schedules instead of using one convenient average. Does 35 hours a week for 80 weeks meet the rule? 35 multiplied by 80 is exactly 2,800 hours. This is the benchmark behind roughly 2 years. But calendar years are not the calculation. Leave, employment gaps, and the degree completion boundary can change the eligible total, so use your real dates. Can part-time work reach the requirement? Yes. At 20 hours a week, you need 140 weeks. 20 multiplied by 140 equals 2,800. The calendar period is longer, but the total is equally valid if it falls after degree completion and is entered accurately. Suppose you completed 52 weeks of full-time work at 40 hours per week. That gives 2,180 hours. Then add 40 weeks of eligible voluntary work at 18 hours per week, 720 hours. Together, the total is exactly 2,800. Keep different organizations, dates, and schedules as separate periods. Check 5 risks. First, including pre-degree experience. Second, converting months into weeks too casually. Third, ignoring gaps or unpaid leave. Fourth, using weekly hours you cannot explain. Fifth, forgetting that the application accepts up to 15 periods. For overlapping or unusual arrangements, do not assume how the system will treat them. Consult current official guidance. Create columns for organization, role, dates, hours per week, eligible hours, and evidence checked. Evidence might include a contract, payslip, reference, schedule, or volunteer record. The goal is to make your entry consistent and defensible. If your record disagrees with your CV or application, stop and resolve the difference. Add only post-degree eligible periods. Confirm the total is at least 2,800 and no period depends on a guest date or unexplained schedule. Check the live Chevening page again before submission. The 2027-2028 application opens on the 4th of August 2026 and closes on the 6th of October 2026 at 11 UTC. You can complete this exercise in a spreadsheet or on paper. If you prefer a guided calculation, Chevening Prep can help organize periods and identify missing information without writing application answers. The official website remains the final authority. In the comments, name only the category hardest to calculate: full-time, part-time, volunteering, or internships. Do not post private employment details.